Hi everyone, this is Olivia. This is my first tutorial. I have decided to call this tutorial The Host. I'm a big Stephenie Meyer fan and recently finished reading The Host, and it was really neat as I was reading it because I think the front cover art is really cool for The Host, and it's just a close-up of an eye, and as you saw earlier, the picture before we started the tutorial, and it's got a lot of gold. Has lots of like desert kind of colors. As you know, most of the book takes place in the desert, and so it was just really inspiring to me, and I thought, that's really a neat idea. So this is inspired by it. Obviously it doesn't look exactly like it. You can't see really the outside edge of the eye. You can just see like the inside corner. So this is kind of my take on The Host, on kind of a desert kind of look. It's also just a fun look for the summer. So if you like what you see, stay tuned and watch the rest of the tutorial. Thanks. So let's get started on the eye look. I of course have Too Faced Shadow Insurance. That's my preference. I like it. I've tried a bunch of different things. That's just the one I like. So first we're going to want to put Bare Study Paint Pot. It's just, I know everybody goes nuts about the Painterly. I have it. I use it, but I really love Bare Study. So I just use my fingers. You can use a brush if you want, but I have clean hands. Always wash your hands before you do your makeup. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that. I'm just going to pat it on to the eyelid all the way up to the brow with your fingers or brush, whatever. Always be really careful when you're touching your eye because that skin is very sensitive there, and we don't want to add to additional wrinklage or damage to that really delicate area. Also, bring it down like around the tear duct because we're going to be adding shadow there too. And so, because we're adding pigment, we want it to stick. Okay, so I have like an even kind of the Bare Study base all the way through. Okay, next I'm going to put on the lid. I'm going to pat on the lid and sweep it all the way up to the brow bone. Is the Naked Pigment by MAC. I'm just going to pat that on at the eyelid. I want it to be the strongest concentration of the color there. I'm using the 252. Which I like to use with pigments. It covers, especially if you're doing a pigment that's going like as a wash over your whole eyelid, because you just can pick up a lot of product, and it has, I think it really helps give you a good payoff. And then I'm just going to sweep it up all the way up to the brow bone, okay, and kind of pull it out a little bit. Also bring it down below that tear duct and pack it in there. We're going to have some shadow down there as well, okay. Alright, so next I'm going to use the color Cork by MAC. Just a medium light matte brown. I use these Dome Sonia Kajik brushes a lot. I love to use them for crease work. Okay, so I'm just going to put the cork on that brush. I'm going to start right on the outer edge and just start with like just a little circle right there. I just want to concentrate the color there and then cut the crease. So that's what you got. So you can see the V kind of starting to form, but you just have a really nice wash of shadow through the whole crease. Okay? So you can kind of see we're starting to really get a nice shape. Okay, so then I'm going to take MAC's 226, which is very much like that Sonia Kajik brush as far as flexibility. I'm going to use Coffee by Bare Minerals. I have actually a lot of their pigments. I was really into their pigments for a while. And you know, pigments last forever, and I really like this one. It's just a dark chocolate brown. It almost looks black in the jar, but it's like ground up coffee beans. I really like it. So I'm going to pack on some color on the really kind of the tip of that 226 because I'm going to start forming that outer V. Getting some really nice definition there. So we're going to take that Sonia Kajik brush and really feather that in. Okay, so I'm going to still work with this 219 brush. And I'm just going to put a little bit more of that coffee bean pigment. And as you can see, like I did here, I'm going to smudge from that outer V line. I'm just going to drag that line down into the lower lash line. I want to stay as close to the lower lash line as possible. I don't want it really strong, but I just want to give it kind of that smoky look. Okay, so I'm going to pull it down. As you can see, I'm just going to pull it down. Okay. Now I'm going to take back our 252 and a little bit more of that Naked pigment, and I'm just going to bring it right up under there just to clean that up and really define the outward edge there. Alright. Okay. Alright. So now I'm going to stick with that 252 brush again, and I'm going with a lighter color, a little bit lighter color than the Naked. It's called Soul. It's another Bare Minerals pigment. It's like a really pale cream, has a little bit of a yellow undertone to it. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this. Be very careful. If you've used this pigment, it's very, very potent. So I'm going to take this, put it in the corner around the tear duct, and kind of pull it up. I want to keep it light in that area there. Alright, next I'm taking just a small fluffy brush, just a MAC brush, and I'm going to use the color from the Hello Kitty collection, the Paradisco. It's in the permanent collection also, but I'm actually just going to use this right on top of that wedge. I'm just going to put it right there, and it just adds another little depth of color. I'm going to pull it all the way into the middle and down around and really blend that in. It just kind of, to me, gives another aspect to that kind of desert sunset kind of look. I'm going to do the highlight color before I do the inner corner, and I'm going to use Retrospect, which is right there. It's a gold, very shimmery. It's got really like a pearl kind of fleck in it, and I'm going to go right underneath the brow bone. Last but not least, I'm going to take True Gold pigment by Bare Minerals. True Gold, it's a, like I said, it is a True Gold. I'm going to use it wet, so it's going to be really gold. But that's really, if you look at the cover of the book, that's the part that is the most distinctive, I think, which is, I thought was kind of weird because they talk about in the book about them being silvery, like the soul looks like silver, and when they shine light in their eyes, you see silver. So I didn't really understand the look of the gold, but I love the look of the gold on the outside cover, and that's what I'm trying to kind of depict. So I'm going to stick with the gold. Okay, so I'm using it wet, like I said, and I'm going to put it right along the tear duct like you see it on the front of the book. Next, I'm going to take my angled liner. I'm going to go ahead and do my eyeliner. I've got just a gel liner. This is a Coastal Scents gel liner. I have an angled liner brush. I'm going to do that. Go ahead and put on my mascara. Okay, so here's the finished look. I just added like a coppery kind of neutral sun-kissed looking lip gloss. Did a brown liquid liner and the mascara, and this is the finished product. I'll include still pictures also so you can get a better idea of the look. I think it's really fun. I think it's really pretty. It's a really good look for summer. You can cut down the drama of it if you wanted and just do the Naked pigment, the wedge, and the Paradisco, and the Retrospect for your highlight. And it would be a really fun thing to wear during the day. Throw that coffee bean and a blending brush in your purse, and then add just the smoke aspect, the smoked out part of it with the coffee bean for a night look, and I think it's really, really fun. I think it represents the host. I love the picture on the front of the cover and just thought it was really pretty and was really inspired by it. If you haven't read any of Stephenie Meyer's book, I'm just going to pimp them out just for a second. They're fantastic. I mean, I did read all the Twilight series. I absolutely loved them. I read them multiple times each, and was encouraged to read The Host, and I was kind of reluctant at first, but I read it and I really, really liked it. So go out and pick out The Host. Do the Host look. Maybe try it either for day or night. And I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I enjoyed making it. Don't forget to comment and subscribe and tell all your friends. And I'm really excited to be here and can't wait to do more tutorials. I have a couple of tutorials that'll be put up in the next couple of days. I've got some really neat stuff coming up. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
I swear that